Okay, what is up, ladies and gents? Welcome to another episode of the Weekly Patch Notes, episode 50. It is your boy Thamziri. Joined with me again are the boys, Young Maxwell and Coach. Max, what's good, homie?
I want to unalive myself.
Jesus, okay, we can't. It's the first 10 seconds of the intro, bro. Come on, but
Yeah,
I feel you.
I edited it.
Okay, fair enough. We're broski. And next up, we got Kikojo. What's up, homie?
I'm cool. How you doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm sipping on Coca-Cola, not the cocaine or whatever. But anyways, yeah, my lovely people, we're here to give you guys another episode this week. The biggest one. Well, not biggest in terms of what we're gonna bring you, but like biggest because it's episode 50. You know what I'm saying? Sure. We want to thank you guys so much for liking and subscribing. And if you haven't done so yet, please do shoot that like and subscribe right now as we give you guys the gaming tidbits. But before we get into it, is there any admin from anybody?
Yeah, I just want to announce that I shall be playing, what the hell is that game called? Child of Light. For some reason, I always want to call it Celeste. And depending on what the experience is like, it will determine what type of video it shall be, whether it's a playthrough video, whether it's a review, or whether it's a gag video. I don't know what to expect from it. And then also, I'm gonna get on top of that Uncharted challenge run. So the Uncharted challenge run, expect it to be next week. All of my ducks are in a row. Child of Light, we'll see when I finish that. It should be a short game, so maybe that'll come out in 2 weeks. Yeah, that's all the admin from me. That's what I'm doing in the foreseeable future.
Alright, so yeah, I just had to Google Child of Light. It's dope. I've seen this game many times, just never seen actual gameplay, but keen to check it out, bro. Kojo, any admin from you?
No, none from me.
Okay, sweet.
See, wait.
Yeah.
Kojo never has admin, but you don't ever skip him. In other segments, you skip
my
me.
God, bro. I'm probably going to skip you in the other segments, but in admin, I never skip anyone, okay?
Yeah, no, you definitely will skip me. I foresee it as well.
I'm being honest, bro. Being honest, I bet. No other admin from my side except to say that this coming week or the week after, I'll be trying out the new Warframe campaign. Well, I don't want to say it's a DLC, but I'm going to say it's a DLC. But anyways, yeah, it's been very interesting keeping up with all the different Warframe stories, so I'm pretty keen on that. Anyways, alright, guess we'll jump right into it, starting with the gaming news. Max, what's been going on, bro?
Alright, let's start off small and insignificant with the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth State of Play, which happened. For those of you who are unaware, you can go check it out if you missed it. For those of you who did get to watch it, probably enjoyed it. Me personally, I decided to skip it because I'm trying to avoid spoilers. But from the bits and pieces I saw and from what I heard, people are really excited about it, given that it looks like it's going to be a comprehensive game. But for those of you who are familiar with Final Fantasy VII, it is said that this rebirth is going to end at the end of disc 1 of the original. And for those of you in the know, you're aware that Final Fantasy VII had 3 discs. So if this ends at the end of disc 1, and we already know there's another title in the works, does that mean there's going to be more after that? Because there's no way 2 games equate to 1 disc, and then the third and final game is going to be 2 discs. That's just simply not possible. So I think down the line, when Rebirth gets out of the way and then the next third game is in development, or they want to release it and announce it, we're going to find out that the other remake games for Final Fantasy VII still to come. That's what I suspect. Remember this episode, I said it first, unless somebody else had already speculated the same thing. Then, moving on from there, we have news that Disney has bought shares in Epic Games worth $1.5 billion.
What?
And the two companies, will create a new entertainment universe where you can play, watch, shop, and engage with content, characters, and stories from Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, Avatar, and more. And to put that into context of how much those shares are, this immediately made me think about when Sony bought minority shares or smaller shares in Epic Games, and everybody was freaking out saying, oh, that means Sony's going to do this, Sony's going to do that. And the analysts had to come in and be like, no, the amount they bought is so minuscule that they're not really going to have sway. As a reminder back to that year, Sony bought the equivalent of 225 million. So compare that to Disney's 1.5 billion. So yeah, Disney is really digging in deep in that gaming sphere. Then next, we talk about the FTC. They have re-emerged, hitting Microsoft with a federal complaint for breaching promises made regarding the acquisition of Activision Blizzard due to the 1,900 layoffs it recently had or is going to have. Microsoft has countered, saying the number of layoffs were inevitable and out of their control, as Activision Blizzard was already going to go through a round of layoffs as the acquisition was taking effect. So basically, when Microsoft was acquiring Activision, they assured that things were going to progress as they currently were. Nothing was going to be shook up because of the acquisition. La-di-da. So basically, if this federal complaint is taken on board by the courts, it would mean that Microsoft has to unacquire Activision Blizzard. But realistically speaking, do any of us think that will actually happen? I don't think so.
I don't care what happens now. Again, I say, guys, and I'll forever say this, I don't give a fuck who acquires who. I just want to know what's going to happen to all of our cross subscriptions. That is all. Thanks.
Bro, that is like a year or so down the line. Like, that is not a priority at the moment. It's making
Y'all
money.
said that last year, bro.
It's making money. It doesn't need to be shook up. Let them mess around with the things that need to be shook up, and then let's see from there. All right, so that's it for the news section.
I bet. Thanks, man. Kojo, any gaming news from you, bro?
Yeah, just one thing. So everybody knows IGN, right?
Of course. I was flipping copywriting our videos. Yep.
Yeah. So IGN, for those who don't know, are a gaming, or not gaming anymore, just gaming anymore, but a pop culture entertainment website, mainly known for their gaming though. And a group of more than 80 of them are choosing to unionize. So more than 87% of the members of that group have chosen to sign union authorization cards. So basically that pretty much means that they are forming a union, and this is to protect them from, well, what unions usually do. So in case of like
layoffs.
Yeah, pretty much exactly that. So layoffs, they'll be protected, their rights will be fought for, things like that. So IGN is owned by their parent company called Ziff Davis, and Ziff Davis have their own, creators group. I think it's called ZDCG, but then the employees from Ziff Davis said, the IGN employees are more than welcome to join the ZDCG, but they've chosen to form their own, and there's nothing wrong with that. They're like, it's fine, they'll be supportive and they'll stand in solidarity with them and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah,
I think making a separate one is smarter because they can tackle cases more specific to them than general cases.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, that's it for my news.
Oh, wait. Cool. I don't have anything gaming news related. I think the only gaming thing I have is for the gaming corner. But yeah, leading on to that, actually, Kojo, leading to the gaming corner, what's been coming out, bro?
Okay, so tell me, you have got a very nice, chill week in terms of downloading videos.
Okay.
So let's talk about what has been released, which is two things, but I'm going to add the third thing. It's fine. First off, we have Film Stars. released on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4.
Oh,
Released
word.
on February. Pardon?
No, like it's finally out. Oh, wait.
Yeah, it is out. Released on February 6th, 2024. I'm going to ask Maxwell first. Maxwell, what do you think its Metacritic score is?
I thought there was just a beta which was out where people on PlayStation Plus could play it. I didn't know the actual game was out. So I'm going to say it got a 75.
Okay. 75. Tommy?
Yo, okay, so just based off its game there, and I'm gonna actually compare it almost to like how is it the finals? Yeah, the finals was in terms of its reviews. I'm gonna give it a 68.
68. Okay. 75 and 68. Tommy is the closest at 68, but you're both far off. It's currently sitting at a 59.
Okay. Yeah, I felt it would be low because no one really is talking about it.
Yeah. So yeah, as Maxwell said he thought the game was a beta, but no, it's a full release. It's currently only available on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 on PS Plus. So, yep. Next up, we have Voice Crack, a game called Helldivers 2, released on PlayStation 5 and PC, released on February 8th, 2024. It currently does not have a Metacritic score as of the time of recording, so maybe next week I'll and give it score. But from early previews and videos I've seen on people tweeting, people playing on Twitch and stuff, people are enjoying the game, but there are a few issues such as it's been crashing a lot on PC. There's been some matchmaking issues, and some people are already saying that they've seen some negative signs of pay to win aspects of the game. But for the most part, people seem to be liking it. And lastly, we have Resident Evil 4 Gold Edition, which I'm just a complete edition of Resident Evil 4 Remake. Released on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, and PC. Released on February 9th, 2024. And that is it for the releases of the week. Now, let's move on to the gaming corner. I have one thing to talk about, and it's pretty sad, at least for me. Sad for me.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this game Maxwell knows. I wax political about this game. Not political. I wax poetry about this game. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of this game. It's a game called Dead Cells.
No.
Now,
yes.
Yeah, Dead Cells is a roguelike, Metroidvania light, Souls light, everything light game, and it is one that I bought some years ago, and I still play from time to time. It's enjoyable. I have fun with it. It's captured the hearts of many people, and you might not know it, Tommy. Actually, I'll get into it a little bit later. So basically, the reason why I'm bringing it up is that the day that Dead Cells fans have been dreading is here, and that is that there's going to be no more content for the game. I know, sad. Yeah, I saw it this morning, and I had to hold back my tears. And I'm not being sarcastic. I'm genuinely sad because this game was released in early access in 2017, went into full access 2018 on 1.0. In that same year, it won the Game Award for Best Action Adventure Game, and it's just been an awesome game. It's had so many DLCs, free and paid. Its latest paid DLC was the crossover with Castlevania, which a lot of people were excited for, which looked awesome. And the original developers were developers called Motion Twin, but after 2 years of developing the game, they handed it off to another developer called Evil Empire, because Motion Twin went on to develop some other stuff, or they are developing some stuff, which I'll get into in a second. So Evil Empire have helmed the game for the past 5 years. And this is what they said in the statement, and I quote, "After nearly 5 years of service, 4 DLCs, 18 updates, some epic crossovers, and the mobile release with Playdigious, Evil Empire will no longer be working on Dead Cells. We're immensely proud of the work we have put into the game. We love every minute and are thankful to Motion Twin for trusting us and letting us play with their baby for so long," end quote. They go on to say that they will miss working on the game and that they've got some stuff coming up and that people should keep on the lookout for. And Motion Twin in turn said they were very grateful for Evil Empire taking on the game and they can't wait to see what's next for Evil Empire. So, Motion Twin, for those who remember or don't remember, at the Game Awards, they announced a new game at the Game Awards, and I believe it was the first announcement. It was announced in the pre-show, which is a shame that they always announce things in the pre-show for these guys. But tell me, it's a game called Windblown.
Windblown.
I remember you were interested in it. Take a look. I remember you were interested in it, and you went to Twitch. Excuse me. You went to Steam to see if you could find it, but you couldn't find it. But eventually, you did find it. But yeah, Windblown is a game that Motion Twin are working on next. I don't know exactly what it is. They showed a cool trailer for it at the Game Awards. I'm keen to see what they're doing next. Well, which is
yes.
But so it looks familiar to you now, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at the thing now.
Yeah. So, and Evil Empire, I'm looking forward to see what they're going to do, because they really handled the IP that is Dead Cells. So it's a shame, but now I guess I can stop being out of the loop, and one day when all the paid DLCs are on sale, I can buy all of them, because I did check in every now and then to check on the free stuff, and the free stuff is just so much. It's just so cool. But anyway, yep, Dead Cells support is coming to an end, but the game will live on forever in our hearts, and also it's not going anywhere. The game is still available to purchase and play. But yeah, that's it for my Gaming Corner stuff. Tommy said he had something Gaming Corner.
Yeah, so a game I've been really looking forward to seeing in terms of like how it was received post-release. So we've had Helldivers 2, which was released yesterday, 8th of Feb 2024, by PlayStation Studios. It's, I don't know how else to put it. It's like a more military-esque, like Halo. You're on an alien island, you and 3 other players, so it's a 4-player co-op. You can obviously choose to play solo if you want. Developed by Arrowhead Game Studios, and yeah, it looks pretty interesting. Super expensive, so I'm not going to buy it now, but I'm super glad that it came out and keen to give it a look. So yeah, Max, anything from your side, bro?
So from my side, I have nothing to speak about. I would have spoken about Suicide Squad, but nah.
Oh, wait, sweet. Thanks, broski. All right, well, that brings us to the halfway point. Peeps, if you're enjoying episode 50 so far, please shoot us a like and subscribe, and tell your friends, yeah. All right, moving on to the content creator side. Kojo, mine's quite a lot, but I'm going to try to keep it short. Do you want to go first?
No, I hope you're going to talk about what I'm going to talk about, so you go first.
Wait, what are you going to talk about?
No, we'll see. You go first.
Okay, cool. All right, so starting off, I'm going to just quickly give you guys an update from last week's episode with regards to Pokimane. Well, I think this was Kojo giving the updates about Pokimane leaving Twitch, right? So now, at first when she left Twitch, she mentioned how she doesn't want to be signed into, any exclusive contracts and whatnot, but more details as to why she left came out, and it's left quite a lot of big streamers, as well as some of her fans, as well as, me, baffled. Well, for me, personally, I'm not really baffled. I just figured this would be who Pokimane really is. She's always alluded that she's the person complaining about this type of stuff. Which, look, in most cases, it's kind of valid, I guess.
Wait.
Yes.
Can I guess what it is, since I don't follow up on these things?
Sure, go for it.
She didn't like the contract she was being given. She wanted more money, so she figured, nah, I'm not going to sign it.
Nah, dude. Nah, it's the typical Pokimane stuff that she complains about.
Trust me, it's not a money thing. Pokimane has more than enough money to kill herself with.
Yeah, way more.
You would think that, but then those cookies say otherwise.
Well, that's the funny thing, is the same reason that people were hating on her. Well, the same reason she thinks people hating on her cookies is the same reason that she has decided to move to YouTube. And the reason is because she says that Twitch was becoming a manosphere of red pill bullshit. Yeah. So obviously the biggest voice in the streaming career on the male side, of course, being Asmongold.
Let me guess. Oh, fuck.
I thought it was gonna be exclusive.
Nah.
I watched
yeah.
Asmongold's 30-minute video on that thing. He was not impressed with what she said.
Dude, and the thing is, like, I'm also not impressed, but at the same time, I'm also not surprised. This is how Pokemon has always been.
I was gonna say the same thing of never mind not being impressed. It's like, is it really surprising, like what you're saying?
Exactly. You see, and yeah, so she was basically saying that the reason why, the real reason as to why she was not renewing her contract with Twitch was because of the whole manosphere thing, and that is why she's moving to YouTube. However, as Mingold stated, and it's very much proven, I mean, anyone can just quickly get onto YouTube and just go through shorts. You know, even if you sign in as a guest and you just go into YouTube shorts, I assure you that the first few videos you will see are mainly male. You can either get Joe Rogan, you can either get a clip from Jordan Peterson, Jinxie, whoever. It's mostly just going to be males who show up just as like a showcase of YouTube content, right? You can look everywhere around and you'll also just see that it's mostly male dominated on YouTube in any case. So her reason for moving to YouTube being that because Twitch is too manosphere is you're moving to the one platform that is actually worse than Twitch in that sense, because sure, you know, in Twitch's sense, yeah, they've got all these loopholes, you know, for the hot tub streams and all this and this and this. So in that sense, that seems more woman's sphere than man's sphere on Twitch. But sure, go to YouTube and think you're going to change things up there. Nah, Pokey. Nah, it's not going to happen. It's not going to work. So yeah, that was just a quick update. Kojo, I don't know if you want to weigh in on that one. I'm still not sure what it is you were going to bring, but I'll move on. The big section that I'm going to talk about now is part of, well, what used to be my favorite gaming organization or content creator organization, and that is OTK. So let's start from the very beginning. Then I'll move to the more present stuff. So a while ago, back in September 2023, within OTK, for those of you who don't know OTK, just a quick reminder, it is the One True Kings. This has S-Fan, it's got Mizkif, it's got, you guys may have remembered the whole Mitch Jones situation, certain people leaving OTK, you know, Emaru has now become a co-founder, well not co-founder, but like co-owner of OTK, the first female of it and everything. So yeah, that entire group of peeps, right? There's obviously more people I should mention, but yeah, I mentioned the big ones that people may know. Anyways, in September of 2023, so both Mizkif as well as Mitch Jones, they got into a physical fight in September 2023. I'm not sure if most of you have remembered it. I don't even think we covered it in a podcast episode, but yeah, I'm just pointing this out to you guys right now. So they're the two prominent streamers of OTK, and they get like a shit ton of views, you know, just the two of them alone. But then obviously whenever they would collab, they would also do the same thing. But now Mitch Jones had put out a video on X, aka Twitter, whereby he claimed that he was assaulted by Mizkif. However, you know, looking at the video as well as just knowing the drama itself, as well as listening to, you know, the likes of Ludwig from Mogul Mail and Moist Critical as well, and others who actually know the situation, they have revealed that the video that Mitch Jones had put out was heavily clipped. It was only showing the part where Mizkif got physical, but it wasn't showing what led up to it. Okay. So the issue was, just a quick background, Mitch Jones was basically at Mizkif's house and they got into an argument. And then after asking Mizkif to, you know, drive him home, they continued their argument in the car, to which you can actually see in the video, they stopped halfway on the road in like a screech, like the car stopped with like hard brakes, you know, and they like got out the car fighting physically, fighting on the road, pushing each other, tossing each other to the side. And this was all picked up by a neighbor's security camera, right? So that's how hectic it is. So then in the actual video, in the clip itself, not the full video, but in the clip itself, you will see Mizkif beating up Mitch Jones, who's just chilling on the pavement, and he's screaming out, "You're trash. Do you want me to do it again? You said you could take me 7 times. Do you even listen to yourself? You're drunk and on cocaine. I tried to talk to you as a friend, but you keep treating me like shit. Do you want me to kill myself? All you can say is fuck you, this and this." But then if you watch the full video, I mean, you can obviously see that it's Mitch Jones who was also fighting back and causing way more of an issue. So it's not a surprise to most people who have followed OTK for quite some time to know that Mitch Jones has a whole lot of problems. You know, if it's not from the gambling streams, him getting too hectic with money, paying, I don't want to say the word, but, you know, woman of service, let me say that. And then, yeah, obviously the drugs and everything. It's been quite of a concern to most of the people in OTK, as well as, you know, the rest of Mitch Jones' friends. And it's always been a thing that Mizkif has even come and spoken out on it, saying, look, the stuff that Mitch does, obviously it's one of those things that, you know, when fame and money gets to your head, these type of things can lead a person to spiral. And Mizkif has always tried to be a very good friend to Mitch, but Mitch using this clip specifically, where he doesn't actually include more context as to why Mizkif was angry, paints Mizkif in a very bad light, in an attempt, I guess, to get Mitch more fame, more clout, you know, and all of this, and to paint him as the good guy and not as a guy who has issues. But alas, this is now causing a whole lot of strain within OTK. And yeah, so again, most people are seeing this as, oh, shame, poor Mitch. You know, this is all Mizkif being so brutal on him, this and this. But if, again, like I say, if you guys really know the truth and if you've really followed all of it in September, you'll know that Miz has always just been trying to help out Mitch. But yeah, as Mizkif put it, you know, bluntly, Mitch is just lying to people behind the scenes. And that's just how it is. So yeah, in that sense, Mitch Jones has also claimed that in that fight, he sprained 2 ligaments as well as something in his cervical spine. And this has been something that is going to be quite devastating to him, because it is known that he has lasting issues months after September 2023 already from other altercations that they had. So yeah, we see, who knows what this will be coming towards. Keen to see what's going to happen in the news. I don't think Mitch Jones is going to get kicked out, but a lot of other streamers have also chimed in. And obviously one of the biggest friends of OTK, which is Alinity, came out saying that, you know, being in this industry with people who get so lost in fame, money, drugs, and all this, you know, it scares her. So, and she's seen people, you know, become such honest and content creators who have now become people who are hitting their rock bottom. And yeah, basically saying that everything that Mitch Jones is doing right now is just a scam to get Mizkif painted as a bad person. And, you know, already OTK has lost one of their co-founders because of the whole sexual allegation that happened last year. That I definitely know we covered in an episode. So yeah, at this very moment right now, Mizkif is the only person who has not really come out to say anything. You know, it seems like the internet's doing well enough for the people who truly know how this all started. And yeah, I mean, look, people are on the fence of who's wrong, who's right here. But anyways, yeah, if you guys know any more of it, let us know what you think in the comments. And yeah, continuing on with OTK, it's not all, you know, bad things. There's also some sunshine and rainbows, as OTK welcomes Will Neff, who has now signed to OTK as the organization's late content creator. Haven't really checked much about his content. I literally just saw the announcement video, saw a few clips that they always include, you know, the usual. But yeah, he recently gained some popularity on Twitch as well as on X and YouTube. And I mean, yeah, he's been doing quite a lot. Also being part of the Fear podcast with Hassan Abi, the Autumn Show, as well as Cutie Cinderella. And yeah, during the OTK shareholders meeting, this is where the popular Twitch organization OTK revealed that Will Neff will be their next content creator. So big ups to him. And then lastly, we have, now this may be true, it may not be true. We'll have to see how it goes, because you never know with this queen of Twitch, aka Amaranth, who says she wants to join OTK and will even pay them to make her join. So yes, Caitlin Saragusa, aka Amaranth, says that, now mind you, I mean, she already makes like 57 million a month just based off OnlyFriends, and a whole lot more on Twitch. Well, not more than the OnlyFriends, but yeah, as well as, you know, she's got a whole lot of stock in Visa, and she even like owns a gas station, which is just flipping odd. And now she figures, you know what? Screw it. She now wants to express her interest in co-owning OTK as well. Because, I mean, like I mentioned, there is already a co-founder who has left OTK for the sexual allegations last year. And now, well, there's a position that can be filled. No pun intended. But, yeah.
Has finished the main quest and is now just doing side quests.
Dude, literally, bro. She's literally going for that 100% trophy like hunt achievements and shit. So yeah, she mentioned on like a tweet or an X, whatever, where she tagged Mizkif as well as Esfand, and the X or the post actually said, how much is it to buy 10% of OTK during your last valuation of the spot on the roster? Because again, like I mentioned, there's an open roster in the co-founder section of the organization. So you can still go see the tweet. She tweeted it, she posted it. Let me say that. She posted it on the 6th of Feb. And then OTK responded by saying, nah, always. And then there's always a spot. And then even with Emiru as well as Extra Emily on their podcast that they run through OTK called Always On, they also mentioned that Amaranth had taken interest about it and they spoke to her about it as well. So that's very interesting. And they did mention that they'll answer Amaranth's call in a tease, in like a group tease of who might be the next co-founder or co-owner, of OTK. So yeah, now it sparked a whole lot of interest in terms of whether or not Amaranth will actually pull through with this, and we might see her in the big league of OTK. But hey man, shit, neither Esfan nor Mizkif, who were tagged in the post, have said anything. So now a lot of people are still just anxious. And yeah, that's my content creator news. Kojo, pass it on to you, bro.
Yeah, I'll just have something to touch on each of your points. One, with the Amaranth thing, I don't think that's going to happen. I think she was just trolling.
Never know, man.
You never know. Two, moving backwards, with the second thing you spoke about was the Mitch Jones and Mizkif thing. I saw it trending on Twitter. I was like, whatever. And I clicked the tweets and everything and just watched this reading. And from the tweets I saw, like, look, Mizkif is not a popular person. He's not. When I say popular, I mean, like, obviously he's popular, but he's not positively popular, if that makes sense.
Yeah, there's always bad shit about him. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me to see all the tweets supporting Mizkif, I was so surprised. That means that people really hate Mitch Jones. Because people were really supporting Mizkif.
Good one, like, Max.
Yeah. What did Max say? I didn't even hear.
No, Mitch who?
Good one. And then moving back to your first point with the Pokemon stuff and the Asmongold thing. I watched that video, and Asmongold, she correct me about Pokemon. Jesus.
Pal World, lol.
Gotta get them all.
Pokemon said that stuff about the Manosphere stuff on her podcast, right?
Yes.
And the podcast is available on Spotify, right?
Correct. Which is also Manosphere.
Exactly. So Asmongold made that point. He was like, look, what is worse? He made a point. Is like, look, Twitch, yes, Twitch has trolls in your chat and people spewing, misogynist jokes, but he was like, yeah, but at the same time, and then Max will probably counter this point. But anyway, I'm just putting it out there because I thought it was a funny thing to mention. But he was like, Asmongold was like, yeah, but Pokemon's podcast is on Spotify, and as far as I know, people like Joe Rogan have had people like Alex Jones on Spotify on his podcast. So what's worse, misogynist jokes, a few jokes about women, or Alex Jones? And then he went on to point out, he was like, there's some bad actors on Spotify. And then he checked on, he was like, let's find some bad people on Spotify. And the first person, and the thing is, I knew immediately who he was going to search for. The first person he searched for was Chris Brown. And for those who don't know, obviously he pointed out Chris Brown as a bad person because of the whole Rihanna situation. So he searched Chris Brown and he was like, okay, guess what? Chris Brown is on Spotify. And the next person he searched was Kanye, and everybody knows Kanye's a bit of a villain with the things he says and stuff like that. It's like, oh look, Kanye is also on Spotify. And then the last person he searched, which I didn't expect, guess, Maxwell. He's talking about bad actors, like bad people on Spotify and on Spotify. So guess which person you would think.
What industry is this person in?
Let's say music.
A controversial musician or pseudo music?
No, not pseudo music. Music. It's music.
I was saying pseudo music. If you said let's say music, I was like,
Yeah, no, I should have just said it's music. Forget the let's just say it's music. He's a musician. I gave it away.
That's a hard one. Well, it was obviously going to be he because the whole point is, the manosphere thing.
Oh, true.
But,
yeah.
Okay, give me another clue. What genre of music does the person do?
R&B. Tommy, guess.
Kanye.
No, he already said Kanye.
Oh damn.
The clue is R&B.
Yes.
Who's an R&B artist who's controversial?
You guys are not gonna guess this. Pardon, Tommy?
R. Kelly.
Well done, Tommy.
Hey, king of R&B, bro.
R. Kelly is on Spotify.
That's what surprised me. That's what surprised Asmongo, because Asmongo was just like, okay, let me just check R. Kelly, and yeah,
because
he's still there.
Other platforms have been purging his content. Like I remember when the allegations were thick and ripe around the time we're going to get this decision on the matter, people could not find R. Kelly tracks on YouTube. I don't know if they've corrected that or they're still down. I never checked that. But R. Kelly tracks were missing from YouTube.
Yeah.
They're still there.
Still from YouTube.
What?
Dang.
As far as I know.
Am I tripping?
Because I tried to search for Remix to Ignition and it wasn't there.
Of course, everyone does.
But yeah, R. Kelly because he pulled it up, unless it's like a pseudo profile, like someone re-uploaded it, but then it's there, like his profile is there. R. Kelly, like
I would have never guessed R. Kelly because I was under the impression that he's been completely purged from platforms.
Me too. So yeah, I just thought that was funny where he pulled up, that as a point. Asmongo likes to pull up evidence because he likes to say things. People are like, yeah, but you're wrong. And he likes to pull up evidence, pull up charts and graphs and stats and all of these things. So when he knows he's right, he says, I know I'm right because look at all the evidence behind me. So he just brought that up as a fun
absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
Facts.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for me commenting on Tommy stuff. Now, I have two things. Well, they're part of the same coin. I have one person I want to talk about. And this person is a bit of he's a controversial content creator, banned on Twitch, now streaming on Kick. I don't know if Maxwell, I don't know, maybe you've probably seen it on Twitter. Tommy, I don't know if you've seen anything about this, but
Jack Doherty. What?
Do you guys know who Aiden Ross is?
Oh, obviously, yeah.
Tommy, I know you know.
Come on, man.
You know who Aiden Ross is, Maxwell?
Dude, we've covered him in like 9 episodes, I'm sure.
Yeah,
dude, so many times.
Even when we were covering the whole, what's his name? The other
gambling.
idiot.
Yeah, we did the whole gambling on Twitch, this and this.
Oh, the other idiot.
the what's his name? The one who was sleeping at the women's NBA.
Oh, Gideon.
Yeah, well, it's like those guys are cut from the same cloth.
Facts.
Yeah. I mean, remember there was even the whole period Aiden Ross was trying to help out, what's his name? The fake rapper, Mexican gangster.
How dare you hate on Tekashi 6ix9ine?
That's the one. And then he gave up on him because 6ix9ine was just taking advantage of his good grace. It's like, bro, you're that dumb that it took you that long to realize this.
Was that Aiden Ross or was that... Weren't you telling me that was Steve Will Do It?
Oh, you're right. It was Steve Will Do It.
You racist!
Yes, that does explain why we never brought that up, because it's Steve Will Do It and not video game related. My bad.
Oh, you don't know who Aiden Ross is?
I know who Aiden Ross is.
Okay. Anyway, so Aiden Ross had, for once in his life, he wasn't the one in controversy. Well, he is in the controversy, but it wasn't his fault. So let's talk about it. So, 21 Savage was recently on his stream.
Oh, this thing.
Oh, so both of you know it. Okay, so I don't have to go too in depth.
I know I saw it, like when you see links talking about it, but I didn't bother to care because I don't care about him. I don't care about 21 Savage. So I was just like, I'm not interested.
Okay. Tommy, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So basically, long story short, let me just distill it down. They were playing a game of cards, and they put some money on it, and 21 Savage won. And then he left the room or something like that. And then one of the people on Aiden's team inspected the cards and was like, look, the cards are marked. And Aiden was like, what? Nah, no, they're not. And he was like, yeah, look. So Aiden looked at the cards and he was surprised, like, yeah, no, these do look marked. And stuff like that. And it was a bit of a controversy, and then they put money on it, and obviously 21 Savage won. But eventually the deal was nullified. 21 Savage denied these claims, and then the deal was, he denied the claims, afterwards, and then the deal was nullified. So Aiden didn't owe 21 Savage any money, and Aiden Ross said, no, look, the cards were fine, whatever, blah blah blah. He defended 21 Savage. Cool. Now I bring this up because Aiden just can't stop catching L's, because the next thing I want to talk about is Aiden and Playboy Carti.
Shucks, dude.
So tell me, you know the story, right?
Yep.
So Maxwell, I'm sure you don't know the story.
Was it the one where somebody arrived late or some shit like that to a stream?
Yes, yeah.
Pretty much, yes. So Playboy Carti was to show up at Aiden Ross's stream, and Aiden Ross was apparently paying him $2 million to show up on the stream. And what's even the craziest part is that Aiden Ross had to fly out, voice crack. Aiden Ross had to fly out to where Playboy Carti's team had said the stream should take place. It took place in this dark and warehouse type of thing. It looked weird. It was dark and everything. And Aiden Ross was like, look, there's some family stuff going on, but he had to come anyway. And Playboy Carti showed up late. He came into the room and then he left. And then he came back and then he was wearing this mask and everything. And it was a very awkward stream. He was literally there for 6 minutes. He kept selling the chats. He was like, oh, thank you, love, blah, blah, blah. Aiden Ross gave him a bag of money. He's like, hey, man, I got you. And he was like, oh, thanks for the money. Much love, whatever. He stayed there and then he left. And it was literally there for 6 minutes. 6 minutes. And people in the chats were just laughing. It's like, oh, dude, you got scammed out of $2 million. That kind of stuff. And Playboy, if I remember correctly, he had just come out of performing at the Grammys. So, I don't know, maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. But you could see that Aiden Ross genuinely tried to have a conversation with this guy, to try and sit him down and be like, hey, let's talk, let's chill. But it didn't happen. And, so it was just kept on after 21. After Carti left, Playboy. Jesus. After Carti left, Aiden Ross, I was apologizing to his chat saying, look, guys, I'm really sorry. This is not what I planned. I planned for more, but this is what happened. And guess who called Aiden Ross? 21 Savage. So 21 Savage called him and was like, dude, you got paid. You paid him $2 million for 6 minutes. Why didn't you give me the money? That kind of stuff. And he was just not clowning him, but he was just like, dude, what happened? Like, what are you doing here? You're like, not what are you doing here, but like, dude, what are you doing? And Kai Cenat also reacted to it. And Kai Cenat he reenacted Playboy Carti on his stream. It was pretty funny. And as Tommy has mentioned in the past, Kai Cenat is no stranger to having people over in his stream. He's had Nicki Minaj, 21 Savage, Offset, a whole bunch of people. And Kai Cenat was like, look, Aiden, real talk, you need to stop giving these people money to appear on your stream.
Literally, dude.
It needs to stop. You do that all the time and it needs to stop. They're just taking advantage of you. It just needs to end. Because I don't think Kai Cenat pays people to be on his stream. I think his clout is enough.
But then I think it's the whole thing of, okay, why should I be on your stream? What is it for me? Kai Cenat, him being black and him having his following, it's beneficial. I can see it being beneficial for these other people appearing on his stream. Aiden Ross, like, who exactly is his crowd? Maybe these people are like, your crowd isn't my crowd, so I really don't care about our audiences merging. You need to give me something else of value that I can be like, okay, this is now making it worth my time.
You see, you would think so, right? And I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, yeah, no, Aiden Ross's card is different, but Aiden Ross is very much in the, I wouldn't say in the black community, but he's very much in that community. But do you know how many people tuned in for that Aiden Ross stream?
Because wasn't he only in that because of his 2K stuff when he was starting off?
Probably, maybe. But also,
so it's like,
I don't know.
Is he still in there properly and all of that stuff?
Yeah.
I don't think so, because I've seen the whole controversies about him.
I think he still is.
I think he's trying, because, I mean, there was even a point where he wanted to get the likes of Drake, you know, when Drake started streaming as well, you know, trying to get the likes of Drake to collab with him, even trying to get LeBron James when he announced that he would be streaming. So it's like, he's trying to be relevant. He's trying.
You guys think he's tried, but I don't think I don't think he has to try. Dude averages 60 to 100K viewers on the stream anytime he's live. I don't think he has to try.
But then, no, but what I think Tommy's talking about with trying is, what exactly is Aiden Ross's brand? Because if you look at Kai Cenat, he has a PlayStation giveaway. All types of people are going to be at his event thing. All types of people are going to come out for it. If Aiden Ross did something similar, what type of people are coming out to it? What age group? What demographic? What do they do for a living? Things like that.
Probably the same crowd.
I don't think so. I really don't think so.
I think so. I think there's an overlap.
I think he tries to appeal to that crowd. But that's where the problem lies in. He's trying to appeal to the crowd. So he has to do more, as opposed to, I know this is my crowd. I know this is me. I don't need to try and prove anything or do anything, because I know exactly what I'm bringing to the table, who is receiving that on the table and all of that. I think he's trying to prove that, yes, this is me.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense, nah, why... If Kai Cenat is even saying you should stop paying these people to be on your streams, you know, then by Kai Cenat saying that, he's trying to prove a point, saying that he doesn't have to go and pay, you know, people that much to be on his streams. So then it's like, if Aiden Ross has to constantly keep flashing money just to get some clout, dude, it speaks already in terms of like trying to be a part of a community.
I don't think anybody is doubting how big he is, but it's what's his pool and who is he pulling.
Bars. But you see, here's the thing though, because he's had people like Uzi on the stream, and he didn't pay for Uzi. Uzi was there, you know what I'm saying? So he's had people on his
But
stream.
then also you have to realize some people as well is, where are they in their career? Where do they really need something like that? Or it's pointless to them. Like getting Drake, for example. Drake doesn't need that stuff. So it's never a type of move of, oh, this is networking type of moves, or I can reach a certain audience. Like, for example, Nicki Minaj doesn't need that. So her doing it was simply because she thinks it's interesting. Whereas Uzi, I think he's in a position where he would need that.
Possibly. If you guys want to go in depth, Ludwig has 2 videos on both situations, the 21 Savage and the Cardi situations. He goes deeper in depth, and they're very good voice crack, and they're very good videos. So I suggest you go check those out. And yeah, that is it for my content creator news. Maxwell.
Deeper in depth sounds like nasty. Sorry, yeah, go Max.
Nada.
Alright, away. But yeah, it's Aiden Ross, bro. Hey, but anyways, right. Moving on to the discussion set. Oh, esports. I don't have anything. Kojo, do you have anything for esports, bro?
Yes, I have one. So you guys know what Evo is, right?
If this is in relation to Pokey, okay, yeah, I know what Evo is.
Yeah, it's not in relation to Pokey though.
Okay, nice.
And the Evo tournament is happening.
Yes, kind of. Yeah. So Evo is
they've announced the lineup.
Yes. So Evo have 2024. Evo, for those who don't know, is a big fighting game competition that happens every year. They've announced the lineup and a bunch of changes to what's it called? The event itself. So it sets in Vegas from the 19th of July 2024 to the 21st of July 2024. It's been in Vegas for a while. but it's changing venues. It's going to be at the West Hall of the Las Vegas Convention Center, and they're going to have bigger things like a bigger artist gallery, a bigger arcade, bigger, everything. So people are really excited for that.
Doesn't Sony have shares in Evo?
Yes.
Or was that another one? Okay.
I believe they do. If not, if they don't outright own it, I don't know. But
Right.
yes. So they announced the lineup. And the big thing was people waiting for was the lineup. So let's talk about the lineup. We have the usual suspects, your Street Fighter 6. Tekken 8 is making its first appearance because it just came out. So they phased out Tekken 7. Mortal Kombat 1 is also making its first appearance because they phased out MK11. Then you have Guilty Gear Stripe, which is coming back. You have Grand Blue Fantasy Versus Rising, which is making its first appearance. You have King of Fighters 15, which has been there already. You have Under Night in Birth. Never heard of this game before this announcement.
How have you not heard of this game?
Under Night in Birth.
Yeah.
Never in my life.
That's crazy.
And then a big shock for people is Street Fighter 3 Third Strike is making its 7th appearance. I believe it's the 7th appearance at EVO. And its 3rd appearance on the main stage. No, sorry, my bad. It's 7th title on the main stage. My bad. So, yeah, it's a lot of people are excited for that one. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I said all 8 of the titles, right? Yes. So that's it for my esports news.
Oh, yeah. Anything from you, Max?
Nope. If Kojo didn't mention Evo, I was going to mention it. Although I was just going to mention it in passing. I didn't look into it as much details as Kojo did.
Okay. Now, all good. All right. Now, let's move on to discussion. So, Max, what are we chatting about, bro?
All right. So, set the stage. Basically, I'm sure everybody and their grandma knows about this. Leaks came out at the beginning of this week about how Microsoft is considering putting some of their exclusives on multi-platform, and not just for Nintendo, but also for Sony. And there were leaks about how, what the hell is that game called?
Starfield.
That's the one. I was thinking Star Citizen. I was like, no. Starlink, no. Star what is it? I was like, is it really Field? Yeah, Starfield. Might be going to PlayStation 5. How the Gears of War games might be going to PlayStation 5. How Halo might be going to PlayStation 5. So on and so forth. Like, there were a whole bunch which were being rumored that these might be going to PlayStation 5. And people were going crazy. Especially the shills and fanboys, where the Xbox shills were losing their mind, not liking it. The PlayStation shills were like, yeah, take that, so forth and so on. And it got so bad to the point that Phil Spencer had to come up on Twitter and make an announcement that they're going to be addressing everything in an Xbox event, business event, not a gaming event, a business event, to talk about the future of Xbox. And that's left speculation on what exactly are they going to be addressing. So I wanted to put the table to you guys to say, what are your thoughts on the situation and what do you hope going forward? I'll give mine towards the end.
Okay, so I'm not particularly phased with them moving on to, Sony and stuff, because, I mean, look, as someone who has, PS5, if it means I'm going to soon see the likes of, like Forza coming to PlayStation, then cool. I'm happy with that. Because I thoroughly enjoy Forza more than I do Gran Turismo. But I guess obviously ever since I got into the Crew Motorfest, then it's just like, okay, well, I don't really need Forza, so to speak. But still though, with them bringing it onwards, I'm not entirely sure if they're then going to keep the subscription base of like the Xbox. Well, I assume it's not going to be called Xbox Game Pass anymore. It's going to be called, I don't know, Microsoft Game Pass, I guess. I don't know. But them moving, all of that stuff to there will be very interesting and very fun, because I'm not so worried about the business of Sony and what's going to happen to Sony's games that they have on their PS Pass. if it's going to be a thing of, because I mean, let's be real, there are some games on the PS Plus that are on the Xbox Game Pass, right? So now it's to say that which is going to fall out, you know, in terms of the price, because we know PS is more, I think, right?
I was also wondering about such a thing, about how are they going to balance crossovers of third-party games, which both of them are offering. And that's why I was like, I'm of the opinion that Sony is gonna dig deep and refuse it. Although Kojo came up with an argument saying that PlayStation still offers these other stuff like EA's thing, Ubisoft's thing, and other thing. But my counter argument to that is that they're dealing with their own games, which are they're offering their own games, first party stuff for them, whereas Microsoft would be offering third party stuff, and Sony are also offering third party stuff. So when your random ass developer has something for both consoles, how is that going to be mitigated? Things like that. I'm also wondering that.
So yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'll just wait and see like what's going to happen when it happens. But again, I say for me, it's more of a benefit because I only own the one console, you know, to try save up and just get the Xbox just for a few games, whereby I'm okay with what PS has on its PS Plus pass. Then having this extra benefit now of the Game Pass stuff is even better. And I sure as hell hope most cross saves, you know, also pull through. And then I'm glad, I'm happy for this move that they're making. You know, granted, yeah, Sony, hi day, but whatever, dude. I think essentially some games should be universal. I don't mind for exclusives here and there of whatever else, because I guess the only time I'll be really surprised is the moment that Spider-Man games start appearing on Xbox. But yeah, that's just me.
See, before we get to Kojo, I just want to make one comment which some people complained about, where I'm like, actually, for this thing, I think they're justified. And maybe you guys have an idea around it, how it could be resolved, but I couldn't think of how it would be resolved. Xbox's backwards compatibility. They have a better backwards compatibility than PlayStation. So what happens to that?
That's a very good question. Yeah, that's a very good question. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Kojo?
You guys know me. You know what my answer is going to be. Maxwell knows what my answer is going to be.
Yep.
So, for those who don't know what my answer is going to be, my answer is going to be I am not saying anything until Phil Spencer comes out and says something. That's my answer.
Hear it from the horse's mouth. What? Yep. Horse's mouth?
There's no point in me saying anything until we know what we're talking about.
Like that.
Hey, man.
He's not about speculation.
I'm not gonna go there. But
speculation is what makes it fun.
Sometimes. I don't care.
True.
I don't care. Maxwell?
So, okay, starting off with what Tommy said about he's not really bothered. I'm also not bothered. And I think the reason why we're not bothered is because we're not shills. Because if you think about the bigger picture, right? It's beneficial for everybody. Like, if I was Microsoft, when I think in Microsoft shoes, I'm like, it seems obvious to go multi-platform because there's more money to be made there. Give up on the hardware area, because hardware, you're just making losses. And also Microsoft being Microsoft computers, apps, and all of that stuff, they also don't have hardware in that. They create apps, they create software. So Xbox sticking to software would complement their parent company's whole philosophy of we don't do hardware because you're just making losses on hardware. So now when you're just on the platforms, all you are maintaining is maintenance and upkeep for those platforms. You're not there trying to get console sales, number sales for hardware. So to me, them doing that seems very plausible. I can see it happening, and why I'm not bothered about it is because, or why you, Tommy, and myself are not bothered about it is because we're not shills. Going back to the shill thing is, I think the shills are very bothered about it because they've put heart and soul in talking about how trash PlayStation is, how trash everything else is, and how Microsoft is the best. The people who don't put any stakes in which console is the best, they're just like, yeah, this is my preference. That's what I'm going with, as opposed to nah, this is good, that is bad. This is great, that is trash. The ones who go through all of that are the ones who are reeling from this the most, because it's kind of like you've attached your identity to this thing. Whether that's smart or not, I'm not going to put my 2 cents into that. But for better or for worse, they've attached their identity to it. So when it's disappearing now, who are they? When you've made an entire social media account, whether it's a YouTube platform, whether it's a Twitter account, whether it's a TikTok account or whatever, talking about bigging up Xbox all the single time, laughing about how we got Starfield, how we got Halo. Now everybody's gonna get access to the things you have. You look pretty stupid. Like, it's the same way how when PlayStation was saying our games are gonna go to PC, the Sony ponies were like, nah, why is this going to PC? Because they like that whole exclusivity aspect to things. So they look stupid, and that's why they were bumhurt about it. The same way Xbox sales are going to look stupid, and that's why they're bumhurt about it. So my speculation now is, given the negative reaction to all of this, I still think Microsoft Xbox is going to go down this path. But I think now, given the negative reaction, either they're going to tweak their strategy, or they're going to elongate the transition into things. So what I would prefer them to do, though, is, personally, I'll prefer them to be multi-platform, to go for that route of we're going to release everywhere. However, they should keep the exclusives to Xbox, or the prime exclusives, like Halo should be to Xbox, Gears of War should be to Xbox, and whatnot. But then third party, that's the stuff where they can be provided in on their Game Pass on other platforms. Because remember, from day one when Game Pass was invented, the whole philosophy of Game Pass was so people can play on any device from anywhere. We are just right now potentially seeing the full realization of that. So that's why I'm like, I don't know why people, Xbox shills, are getting butthurt when it's like, but this has always been the concept, and this has always been a plausible reality. We didn't know if we were going to go down this path, but it was always a plausibility, because Microsoft have flirted with the idea of getting some stuff onto PlayStation. So I would say original IPs, they should stick it to their own thing. You can only experience it on Xbox. But third-party stuff like your Call of Duty or your Crash Bandicoot or your Spyro, whatever, give it to PlayStation. Let PlayStation have that, because you're making money from another console having that. So on the financial perspective, I think it makes sense. So my speculation is that's what I'm hoping they do, that they keep the original IPs, your Halos, your Gears, the things which were originally Xbox to specifically Xbox, but the things they've acquired and they've purchased from other studios, that they let those be multi-platform. That's what I would hope for. And I think Spencer is going to announce that a few games are going to go multi-platform. Like, we're going to hear about, what was that one which was already being rumored, which people were already expecting to be announced? Hi-Fi Rush. I think Hi-Fi Rush and something else will go multi-platform. I think if Starfield goes multi-platform, people are going to lose hope, because I personally think they're going to delay bigger games from being announced for the PlayStation, or down the line when people get used to, okay, this is how things are going to be. Because that's also another fact I want to point out about us gamers, or the gaming industry. We cry and complain about changes and about things, but give us time, we fall in line. People are crying about PlayStation exclusive going to PC. Now nobody talks about it. People are crying about Activision getting acquired. Now it's happened. Nobody's talking about it. People were crying about there was another one which I had lined up. People were crying about games becoming $70. They've become $70, and now we just get on with it. So with Xbox going multi-platform, you're having people saying, I'm never gonna touch Xbox, blah blah. Shut the fuck up. You are.
Yeah,
you're gonna
facts.
cry at the beginning, but down the line you're gonna fall in line. We always fall in line. Live service games, people crying about that. We fell in line. So it doesn't matter how bumhurt people are. We're all gonna fall in line with time.
Yeah, no, you're right in that sense. Like, even, and again, I know I always point this out, But even with the whole World of Warcraft subscription shit, with the acquisition, even with that, like if my salary gets to a point where it's just like, you know what, I can afford the subscription again, fuck it, I'm gonna just fall in line.
Yep. Because we are powerless. Yes, we have numbers over these corporations, but these corporations are in a position of power, and our power can only come with number, and that number can only come with people being unified, and people being unified is very unlikely, so that renders us powerless.
That's true.
Because there's too many individual interests in all of these matters that we're never going to get a unified front.
Agreed. By the way, thanks, bro. Away. All right. Then that brings us to the news blitz. Max, let's wrap it up. Holmes?
All right. So, following his association to the ongoing Vince McMahon scandal, WWE superstar Brock Lesnar has been removed as a cover star of WWE 2K24. If you don't know about the whole Vince McMahon saga, where have you been? And if you didn't know that Brock Lesnar has been attached to it, oh yeah, you should look it up. Then, the Knuckles TV series will have 6 episodes in total and will air on Paramount Plus on April 26. And moving on, to the chagrin of some fans, Ubisoft has justified the $60 price tag of Skull and Bones by labeling it as a quadruple A game. So, I guess we'll see how it does when it releases. And then, lastly, sticking with Ubisoft, after disappointing sales of Assassin's Creed Nexus VR, Ubisoft has decided to hold off on VR properties until they feel that the market has grown enough. And that's it for the news blitz.
Wait, Kojo, any news blitz from you, bro?
No, just a correction, Max. It's $70, not $60.
Oh, really? No, then the site I was looking at had it wrong. Because I was wondering why it's like $60, quadruple A, that's normal price, but maybe people were expecting it to be free to play and then have microtransactions. So I just assumed that maybe people are complaining that there's a price tag as opposed to it being free to play.
Skull and Bones, free to play.
Only the
no. When you think about the history of a game, it's not gonna be free to play because they need to make that money.
Yeah,
exactly. But anyway,
I'm talking about from the perspective of when I saw that article and it was talking about $60. I was looking at that and wondering, like, people are complaining about $60. That doesn't make sense. And my justification was maybe they were thinking it was going to be a free to play type of game with microtransaction, and that's why they're complaining about $60. Not that this is what it should be, and them putting $60 is ripping people off.
Okay. Now then, we'll see. We'll see how it goes down. By the way, thank you so much.
I think it's
right?
gonna flop.
We'll see.
Flop like a fish out of water.
Because already when you say like, quadruple A, I was just like, yeah, sure, let's
the last time we heard quadruple A, that didn't go too well.
Yeah. But alright, thanks, man. I don't have anything from my side. So thank you so much. All right, and then my lovely peeps, that brings us to the end of episode 50. Thank you guys so much once again for all the love and support you guys have done. 50 episodes. Obviously, we had a few more before we rebranded to the weekly patch notes. But for those of you who've been listening since day one, thank you so much for your support. And we look forward to bringing you 50 more episodes and a shit ton more, obviously. Let's get to 100 episodes, And please hit that like and subscribe. Get us to a whole lot more subscribers and followers. We really want to do some more stuff for you guys. And there's a lot of new things to come. But anyways, that has been the episode. It's been your boy Thamziri. Along with me were Maxwell as well as Kikojo, bringing you the gaming tidbits of the week. And we'll check you guys next time. Stay good, stay healthy, and keep gaming. Peace out.